Welcome to the channel. I'm going to be putting side moldings on this car. Pretty simple job to do. I'm going to walk you through it, show you how I measure to put these moldings on so they're just like the factory. Okay, what I've got is a 2024 Toyota RAV4. We just bought this car a week ago. It's for my wife. There she is. Most of them don't come with body side moldings anymore. I got a set from the dealer, already pre-finished from the factory, so it makes it a lot easier. Being there's nothing to go by as far as placement, when we were at the dealer, I found another model on their lot. It had moldings. I made some measurements, and I'm going to show you how I draw up my measurements so I can get these moldings on just like the factory. I'm real anal when it comes to getting moldings on in the correct place. So here's what I got. We got the two front, two rear. Okay, here's what I did. I took a few pictures at the dealership of the other model, and I always look to see how much gap they put in between the ends. Here's my rough sketch, and I'll put that up on a whiteboard, and I'll show you how I measure to get these in the right spot. Okay, I'll draw this on here so you can see what I put on the paper. And I did the left side of the car. Car has lower cladding on here. It's black moldings. I always note these body lines so I know exactly what I'm measuring off of. And then it has body line which is right here, which is what I took my measurement off of. And it also has another body line in here that fades out. And the pictures I took help, but my measurements, I want to make sure I use the right body line. And here's the moldings. From this body line here up to the bottom of the molding was 9 inches. The leading edge of the rear door was 9 3/8. And at the rear of the molding was 9 5/8. So I've never really seen any of these moldings on cars that run perfectly level or even with the car. They've always got a little bit of a slant, and there's 5/8 of an inch difference from front to rear. Not a big deal, but like I said, I'm anal and I want to make sure I get them as close to factory as possible. And I'm going to put about a 1/4, 5/16 of an inch gap on the end of these moldings here. Looking at the picture on my phone, that looks like what they did. Let's transfer these to the car. I've already wiped down the panel with wax and grease remover, and I'll do it one more time just before I apply the moldings. Okay, here's where that body line kind of fades out. The molding actually goes past it, but I want to come straight up from that mark, and that was 9 inches. So I'm going to put number 9 on that body line. Next was 9 3/8 above this mark, right at the leading edge of the rear door. And 9 5/8 at the rear. I'm going to use that for a guide to stretch my tape out. And I want to start past it on the one end and go actually all the way to the front of the door on the front. We're going to go about a 1/4 inch, both sides. Okay, I'm going to wipe this down again with some Prep-Sol, and we'll get ready to put the moldings on. I want to make sure that I wipe it off before it dries. As I'm filming this and putting files into my computer, I'm using a GoPro Hero 12, and the way that lens works, it puts a curve to everything. Looking on a computer, this tape mark looks like it has a big arc to it. It's not like that. It's nice and straight. GoPros tend to distort straight lines. Okay, we're ready to put the molding on. I have the correct side. I'm just going to take the tape about halfway up. Here's the thing about the tape they use on these. If you put your molding up there and you miss your mark a little bit, you got about 10 or 15 seconds. You can pull this off and it won't hurt anything. After that, this tape will actually activate, and you're going to have to cut the molding off and clean and retape it. So you got a little bit of time to play with it, but try and line it up the best you can so you do it one time. So there I'm on my pen mark, and I'm right on top of the tape. I'm going to start working this down. little bit of pressure on it. Like I said, I could probably grab it right now at one end and pull it right off. Once it sits about 30 seconds, it's tight. It's locked on there, and you're going to have to cut it off. Okay, I'm going to do the same procedure on the other side. And there's the right-hand side. And it doesn't matter what you use for a measurement. You could come up here and use this body line. I always like starting from the bottom up. I don't know, it's just the way I've been doing it. If you're only repairing one side of the car, you can always use the opposite side to measure on. But in this case, I didn't have anything to go by. I wanted them to look factory. Okay, this job is done. Now, like I said, this is a simple job anybody can do. And I've seen people just put these on with really no regard to how they're lining them up, how they look, and it just makes the job look a little bit sloppy. So a couple minutes of prep time, doing your measurements, makes them look nice. So they look good, my wife's happy, that's all that counts. Thanks for watching.